welcome to those joining and welcome to those that are going to join in the next couple of minutes as we get started with our webinar. So welcome to today's webinar, which we've titled Leveraging SMS within Zoho. My name is Sam Daines, and for those who I haven't had the privilege of meeting, I'm the CEO here at Ardento. And we have been a Zoho partner now since 2015. We help businesses all across the globe, mainly in Australia and New Zealand, but we do have an international customer base as well. And we help them find success with the Zoho system across all types of different industries and businesses. And today, I'm joined by a couple of my colleagues, a special guest, AJ from Cinch Message Media, who you will hear from a little bit later on. Hi, AJ. I've also got Luke here as well, who will add his content at the start of our webinar. I'm going to get stuck into it. I'm only just going to do a little bit of an intro, and then AJ, you will hand back to me after you've done your demo, and I'll close things out. But I wanted to kind of preface the start of this webinar, which is why have we decided to put together this content around SMS. And there's a simple fact here, a simple truth, which is text messages get read. They are nearly always open. The open rate of SMS is much higher than any other communication method in the technology space, including social and email. Your phone may look something to what you see on the screen there, as does mine, thousands of unread emails, emails in spam, etc. But SMSs get checked, and this is just a common trend. So it's definitely worth thinking, if you are communicating with customers, with suppliers or partners, or with your internal team members, that SMS could be a really valuable addition to the way that you communicate. And we'll be able to run through today some of the technology that you can use within the Zoho platform to adopt this communication method of SMS. And just before I forget, guys, if you do have questions throughout today, I mean, I'll be on the call throughout the whole webinar, and we will try to answer any questions. And if you do have questions for AJ relating to the solution, we'll be able to answer those at the end. So just feel free to type your questions either in the Zoom question feature or just into the chat, and we'll do our best to get to those as we move on. So today we are in partnership in this webinar with Cinch Message Media. And I just wanted to touch on why we choose to partner with Cinch Message Media and what this means for us at Ardento. And I think it's a pretty clear reason, and it's purely because we believe that Cinch Message Media have the best SMS solution for Zoho. A few years ago, they made a really smart play and acquired a piece of Zoho technology which was created via another Zoho partner. They've adopted this into their own platform, and they have continued to expand this integration across other Zoho apps. And you're going to see a little bit of that today from AJ, so that's really cool. But it really comes down to the technology. We want to know that the businesses that we partner with and the solutions that we recommend here at Ardento really are the best that we can recommend to our customers, and we definitely see this in the Cinch Message Media platform. They have a great local Australian team. They are a global business, so they have teams all around the world, but they do have a head office here in Melbourne. Really easy to work with as well. So that's a key part of why we want our partnership. So that's it from me. I'm going to now hand over to my colleague, Luke. Luke is going to just run through some statistics and some content to prep us for AJ's session. So I'll stop sharing, Luke. Over to you, mate, and go from there.
Thanks, Sam. Hopefully you guys can all see my screen. Most of you probably know me, but for those that don't, my name's Luke, and I'm the Customer Success Manager here at Ardento. Over the next couple of minutes, I'm just going to chat to you about why you should consider using SMS in your business, what customers might expect from you, and then finish off with some use cases and examples. So why should you consider using SMS? Well, 77% of customers check their text messages more than any other app, and that also includes social media. SMS has 90% open rates. SMS has 36% click-through rates, and 51% of consumers respond to an SMS within 1 to 2 minutes. I guess that just really highlights that SMS can be used as an effective business communication tool. So what might your customers expect from you? Well, 67% have opted in to receive an SMS from a business. So customers really are open to communicating with you in this way. 64% say personalization of messaging is important to them. So please don't be generic. And 64% expect a response within 24 hours. So have your team trained up and ready to reply. Who can use SMS? Well, you might be an e-commerce business and want to provide your customers with SMS order confirmations or shopping cart abandonment alerts. This will ultimately help you stay connected with your customers and prompt them to finish any unfinished orders. You may be a service business and want to provide your customers with SMS appointment confirmations and appointment reminders. This will reduce no-shows and speed up your conversion process. You may even be a marketing team and want to promote a product or service or any special offer that you have. This will help boost sales. And lastly, you might be a finance team and want to provide your customers with SMS reminders when bills become overdue. This will help you get paid. So the reality is that SMS can be used in all types of businesses or even teams within a business. And what have we recently done here at Ardento? Well, we've set up SMS policy renewal reminders for insurance brokers. We have set up booking reminders and alerts for NDIS providers. We have implemented SMS as a communication platform for customer service teams dealing with time-critical queries. And lastly, we've used SMS to promote a home lottery. Of course, there's many more examples, but I'm sure you're all waiting for the demo. But before we jump into that, I just want to tell you a little bit about AJ. So AJ is passionate about helping organizations connect with their customers in the most effective way possible. He's got a customer-centric approach, and he strives to build long-lasting relationships based on trust and collaboration. Lastly, AJ focuses on working closely with clients to understand their needs and delivers solutions that drive results. So he really is the complete package, and I'm going to hand over for him today now. So I'll stop sharing my screen. And over to you, AJ.
Thank you for the great intro, Luke. Good to meet you all that are on the call. As Luke and Sam mentioned, yes, I work for Message Media. We've got an integration with Zoho, which I'll share with you in a second. And as we're going along, if you guys do have any questions, or if you guys want to learn about how SMS could be used for particular businesses or use cases, feel free to drop them into the chat bot. And I'm sure we will be covering off as we're going along, or if not, we'll get to them towards the end of the call. So I will start sharing my screen, and I do have a couple of different modules and different things that I want to take you all so you get a proper understanding of how this is not only used by other businesses, but how you can also implement it and how easy it is to kind of set it all up and get going. So I'm assuming you can see the right screen, which is SMS for Zoho. So as Sam mentioned earlier, yes, we have acquired another partner that has built an integration, and we've kind of acquired that and expanded onto that and increased functionality. And it is one of our strongest integration that we have, and it's one of our most used integration as well. So to get started, a lot of customers, or every customer that wants to get this app installed into the Zoho instance, they would be able to find our app on the Zoho marketplace. It's just called Smooth Messenger. So if you go in there and you put in either Message Media, Cinch, or Smooth Messenger, you will come across this page. It's got a lot of installs, and we've got over 139 5-star reviews, which is quite rare for a lot of app providers out there. And it is, so when you do want to install, it's a very simple process. It's got a widget where you can, like a visit, where it kind of walks you through in terms of what you want to do. And a lot of the times, businesses can get set up within a few minutes, 5 minutes max, and start sending SMSs out there. So yeah, so we would send you the link to this if you wanted to. We do have an offer out, which we'll go through towards the end of the call as well. If you do wanted to kind of try it out for your business and see how this works, that's something we can help you with towards the end of the call. And once you've installed the Zoho SMS app, within your Zoho instance, there is a couple of places on where your team would be able to send and receive messages. So the first place where a lot of people spend a lot of time with messaging is on contact records or on lead records, call them lead modules or contact modules. There'll be a few things that get installed once you add the app. You'll have a send smooth message button up on the top. So you could use this button to send a message if you wanted to that contact. You can set up templates and use it this way if you wanted to. The other thing, and this is where a lot of businesses use it, is actually use this conversational feed that we have. It's just called Smooth Messenger app. So if you're familiar with how the Facebook Messenger works, it's very similar to that. Anyone that has access to Zoho or that contact within the organization would be able to go in there, see all of the previous SMS history that's happened, and also either send out a message, schedule a message, or use one of the a template that has been set up by an administrator. So this is not only limited to just SMSs. This could be used to send out links as well. You can also do link tracking. If you are sending out a link or a proposal using an SMS, you can see if someone's clicked onto it or not, which gives you a lot of insights. And then also if you wanted to use an attachment like a GIF or a photo of something, then you would be able to send those out as well. So for instance, a lot of delivery providers that we work with, they take a photo of an item that's been delivered and send it to the receiver, so they know that the delivery has been received. And also you can receive MMSs back as well. So if you're working on, this is quite common in the insurance space. If someone's making a claim, they might want to send out a message or send in a message with the particular item or a claim that they're looking to do. And all of that would be recorded against that particular contact that has that SMS or that has that number associated to that contact. And it doesn't just stop there. If that contact is then associated to a company or an account or a deal, all of that SMS communication that's been going back and forth will be set up in that activity feed. So you'll be able to see all of the messages going in and out. And we'll also create a timeline as well. So if that is something that you work with, or if you're interested in that, any messages received and sent as well would be stored on that timeline activity. The next thing that I also wanted to touch on would be the smooth messenger inbox. So there is an inbox functionality associated. Actually, before I jump into the inbox, you might be thinking, can we add SMS into custom modules? Because you would be able to create modules like policies, warranties, claims, those kind of things. The answer is yes, you would be, as long as there is a contact associated, or if there is a phone number that's associated to those modules, you would be set up the same kind of instance as what I showed you on the contact with those custom modules as well. So you'll be able to send and receive messages from those modules. Now, if there is an inbound SMS reply to one of your messages, there's a few things that we can do to make sure that none of these messages slip through the crack. We could set up an email alert to go to either that contact owner or the associated contact that's the owner of that module or that record. We can also use the Zoho notification sections up over here to alert that person that there is an inbound SMS reply. And there's also this smooth messenger inbox functionality as well. And in this smooth message functionality, you would be able to either filter all messages that are received to a specific user. So in this case, I only have Jeremy as a contact over here. So I can just see all of the messages that Jeremy has received from any of his customers. And I can also break that down using teams that have been assigned. So if you have different teams working on different things like sales teams, marketing, customer service, and those kind of things, you'll be able to see, you'll be able to filter it based on that team as well. And you can see all of the messages that you've been receiving at a team level as well as a user level. And you can continue that conversation from this inbox section. And if you are looking to send out a bulk campaign to a list of members, a list of leads, contacts, there are a few ways that you could do that. You've got the ability to do the bulk SMS campaign using the inbox function as well. You can filter it based on modules. You can send out a bulk message to list contact deals, or if you do have other modules that you use, you can also use them as well. And you can add filters along the way. So for instance, if it's a new lead, if it's a contact that has been serviced 12 months ago, any of those filters that you have available within Zoho, and you want to use those filters to get people into this bulk SMS campaign, you would be able to do that. And then basically, once you do have a filter, just going to say field name, contact owner equals Jeremy, and I will have a bunch of contacts over here, and I can just go click next over here. I can choose from here who I actually want to send a message to. If I don't want to send it to everyone, I can remove certain people from this list. And while you're sending an SMS out, you do have a couple of options in terms of the sender IDs that you want to use to deliver your message. So you could send using a company name, as long as a company name fits in within 3 to 11 characters. So that could be alphanumeric characters. And generally, that kind of sender ID is used for one-way communication, mostly for alerts and those kind of things where you don't necessarily need a response back. So that's an option. The other option, if you're looking to have a two-way communication, or if you want people to respond back with a yes or no, or respond back to that message, we will allocate an SMS number that you can use. So you could send a message and you can receive messages back and have a two-way communication. And the other option is if you are looking to use like your own mobile phone as well, that's something that we can do as well. So we can bring in that number. So you can use that number as a sender ID to create automation and different things. And then if you do get a response back, it's going to skip our gateway and the Zoho, but it's going to go back into your mobile phone. So you're not going to miss out on any SMS notifications. And then from here, you do also have the ability to set up notifications on if someone does reply back to an SMS, who should be notified of those replies. So you could either set it up as owner of each record, so everyone gets a notified based on if they own that contact or that record or not. You can choose yourself as the owner of that bulk SMS, or you can choose any other specific users that are responding to any of those messages. Now, you do also have the ability to use templates with bulk SMS as well. So if you have predefined templates or predefined language that you want to use within your SMS campaigns, you can use them. And then you can also use merge tags to really personalize those messages. I'm sure no one likes receiving a spammy message that just looks completely out of the blue, doesn't have anything to do with them. So to kind of get around that, we really recommend using as much personalization as possible. And it could be sometimes as simple as hi, first name, or if you know where they're located, using the location or anything else, any other information that you have about that contact within your Zoho instance, you would be able to use them as part of your personalization within your SMS. From here, you do also have the ability to see how many credits it's going to use up or segments and things like that. So just a rule of thumb when it comes to SMS, and it's not limited to just our service, just any service. It's just that one SMS contains about 160 characters. It is quite old school, and that doesn't mean that it's going to cut you off if you're looking to send out a message that's longer than that. It just means that if you're sending anything more than 160 characters, the way that the billing units work is just changed into like a multi-part SMS rather than just a one SMS. So that's something to be aware of. And it's good over here that it kind of gives you how many segments and how many credits it's going to use up, if that's important to you. Cool. And if you do send out a message from this as well, it's going to create a record of that back to that contact that has that number associated to that contact. So you don't have to worry about missing out on any outbound communication. There are, in certain industries, it's quite important to maintain all communication that you have with your customers within your CRM or in one location. And for that kind of purpose, it's just really good having it all in one system without having to go through different tools and train your staff and your team on how to use different tools and support on those different tools. It's just great to have it in one platform. Cool. So the other way of also doing bulk SMS, if you feel like this is probably going to be too much for you, and you prefer to use like this contact list view or lead list view, there's also the ability to send out SMS using this way as well. So you've got your filters on the left-hand side, and you'll be able to filter it, add different filters in there just to have the contacts that you want. And then once you have that, you will be able to either select all of the contacts or select some of them, deselect some of them. And then there is a button over here that allows you to send a bulk SMS to everyone that you have selected as well. And the message gets delivered straight away. Now that's the one-to-one message, that's the inbox functionality, and that also covers off like how you could send out a bulk message to someone. Now, there is a lot of businesses that are looking to really take advantage of the tools and the automation that Zoho provides, and they want to take their communication to the next level. And you can do that by simply using the automations and the workflows that Zoho provides as well. And there's a couple of ways that you can do that. And the first way that you'll be able to do that is purely by using the Zoho workflow modules through the setup. You would be able to create a rule or a trigger, and this is how you'd be able to add people into this automation. And then in the actions of that workflow, you've got the ability to basically add an SMS. And from here, you've got some settings that will allow you to choose which number you want to send from, choose who gets the replies, which number you want to send to. And also, when you do send them an SMS, like how do you want this SMS activity to be recorded? Do you want that to be recorded against the deals or the contacts or both of them? And you have the option to select them. You do also have the ability to merge them as well. Just like how I said before, you can merge those fields. And this is really good to kind of create a journey for your customers. Instead of relying SMS as like a sole communication tool and having it as a silo system, you can now really use SMS in conjunction with other channels as well, like emails, for instance, or website activity, or even calling solution, which is quite popular these days, that when you call someone and you don't get through to them, if it's a voicemail or if it's a no answer, and you want to automatically send them an SMS and say, hey, this is AJ here at Message Media. Just wanted to get in touch with you regarding your inquiry. Call me back or use this link to book in a meeting. That kind of stuff really automates the entire process and makes it super easy for you to manage all communication. And it's also a really good experience from a customer perspective too. So there's two ways on how you can add those kind of automation. First way is this workflow automation that you can build up. The second way is, if you are familiar with how Zoho Campaign works, you can also use Zoho Campaign in conjunction with that. So you can use both of them. It doesn't have to be one or the other. You can find SMS Message Media as one of the SMS gateways in there. So you can send bulk messages from here if you wanted to, or you can actually create like an entire journey around communication and different things as well. And I feel like this is a little bit more easy to use because you've got you can actually see it visually, how it looks like, and create a journey and see what happens and how and where you want to include communication like SMS. So you've got your triggers like form submission, list entry. I think one of the best way, if you haven't already started to do SMS, one of the best ways to kind of get into SMS would be if you're running meetings, using SMS for appointment reminders. Everyone wants to have an appointment reminder. Like, people forget, people are busy. So if you are running meetings, if you are running appointments and things like that, sending out an SMS on the day off, before the day off, just to say, hey, confirming our appointment tomorrow at 3 p.m, this time, this location, yes or no. And then you can actually create a journey around that, so you're not going to have to miss out on that appointment because someone forgot. So you'll be able to add SMS into those journeys. You can also do things like form submission. So if someone's on the website and they have filled out a new lead form or a contact us form, you'll be able to get in touch with them and say, hey, thank you for your inquiry. Someone will get in touch with you, or you can call us on this number, etc. So I think one of the main things that I want to hit over here is that the important aspect of why having an automation is important is that you don't have to just rely on SMS as like a single or a separate channel. This will then now feed in quite well with the other communication channels that you have as well. So for instance, if you're sending out like a contract to someone and it hasn't been signed or it hasn't been viewed, but via email, that you can actually forward that using an SMS as well to say, hey, if you have any questions on this contract, let me know, and make it super easy for the customer to get in touch with you and communicate back with you if they do have any questions. Cool. If you do have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. I'm sure we'll be answering as we go along, or I can get to them towards the end of the call. So one of the new things that we are developing right now with Zoho and our integration is the ability to create tickets using SMS as a channel. And this seems to be corrupt. So let me share a new video. Give me 1 second.
So while you do that, AJ, there's a couple of questions. I'll do my best to answer those while you get sort of set up there with your video. So Peter asked in the chat, and maybe you can answer this too, AJ, if you as you go. The 160 character limit that that is imposed in a single kind of SMS. We're assuming that consists of kind of all characters, numbers, and spaces. All characters add to that 160. So that's a nod there, Peter. So yeah, the 160 characters is everything that could possibly go into that SMS. And the way that this kind of is managed, you are allotted credits essentially when you sign up to SMS Media, which those credits sit on your account, and you can top them up and buy them as needed. And the team will kind of help you understand what kind of limits you may be needing and what you're needing there to be able to deliver your SMS functionality. And that will then consume credits based upon whether it's one message, multiple messages, depending on the characters that you use. I have someone who's asked a question here, which AJ might be able to expand on, which is, can contacts opt out of SMS communication? So we can add in a stop function, correct?
Great question. Yes, we can. So technically, with the opt-outs, you only need an opt-out if you're sending a marketing promotional message. If it's more of an operational or transactional message, you technically do not need to have an opt-out. So yes, the answer is we can. We do have the integration a bit like that. We can basically opt a contact out within Zoho. So if someone's opted out of an SMS, that will opt out in 2 places. So we can create a record of that in Zoho to say this contact has opted out of SMS. But then if you do accidentally send them an SMS in the future to an opted out contact, it's not going to go to that contact because it also creates a block on our gateway as well. So there is a 2-filter system, two-stage system, which kind of protects you from sending out any messages to those opted out contacts.
Yeah, good one. And so it's probably worth mentioning as well that when you do sign up to the Message Media platform, you kind of get access to a portal, correct, AJ, that kind of has a lot more information. So it's not just, you interact with it through the Zoho platform because that's where you're going to deliver your automations and so forth, but you also get kind of an access to a portal in the back end account. How's your video going? Do you want to
Yeah,
Carry on
yeah.
with that.
Yes.
And
Can
then
you?
I know that Faith, you asked a question, and we'll get to that just after this last part. So let's just carry on with your video, AJ, on the desk stuff.
Sure, sure. So yeah, unfortunately, I just have a video right now because it is a new thing that we're launching with Zoho Desk. Basically, it's a very high demand for us through our customers, and they want to be able to create new tickets based on an SMS, give their customers the ability to text in and say, "Hey, I need help," and then that creates a ticket for them on Zoho Desk. What you're seeing on this video is the ability for you to have an SMS communication directly with the customer that has requested some help. So we've got a couple of things that we're doing. We can create a ticket based on a keyword response. So for instance, if someone messages you with support or help, that creates a ticket, and you can assign that ticket to one of your support agents. Or we can also set up a second way, which is to just have a specific number that is a support number. So when someone messages that number, it could be anything, and that creates a ticket for that customer. And the benefit of this is that it provides you the ability to directly contact or communicate with the customer on the SMS. So you don't have to only rely on emails. This is now this would help really fast track all of your support tickets if someone's not responding and things like that. And you do also have the ability to create automation. So for instance, if a ticket has been sitting in a specific stage for an X amount of time, or if you haven't had any response on that ticket for the last 2 days, then you want to send out an SMS to say, "Is there anything else that we can help with?" You'll be able to do all of those things using the SMS integration with the Zoho Desk component that we have. So the main thing over here is now providing customers the ability to create a new ticket using the SMS as a channel, and then also have that two-way communication and communicate with that customer using SMS. That's something that we're building. It will be launching next month, and this is just a sneak peek, so I don't have access to that, which I can't do a live demo, but it kind of gives you the idea on what's coming and what's possible. Cool. So that's the Zoho Desk. Like what Sam was saying earlier, yes, our customers get an access to a web portal. So this is basically the SMS gateway. This is what sits behind the integration that we have with Zoho. Zoho is the front end. So if you have all of your users and your staff members that are using Zoho, and you want to maintain that single communication tool and have that single point of entry for all your communication, then that's perfectly fine. No one needs to have access to this from your team apart from the initial setup. Now, we do have clients that use both. So they use Zoho as well as Message Media. The reason being, not everyone in their company would have Zoho access. Maybe just a marketing team, maybe just a sales team, maybe just a support team would have it, but not everyone. But they want to have SMS communication that all of their team members can send out messages. So in that case, you could use both. So you could use the Zoho app. You could also use our Message Media portal. And this is basically what the portal looks like. It's got the ability to send bulk campaigns to a list of members, where you can actually drag and drop in a list of contacts that you have. We do also have a contact sync with Zoho, so any contacts that you have in Zoho can be synced across to our platform automatically. So you don't have to manually import anything, and those customers will show up over here. And if you do have them in groups in Zoho, that will come across as groups over here in Message Media. So when you are sending a broadcast message, you've got the ability to either send like a message to a bulk of people. So if I go contact groups, I can send it to all of the people that I have. I have 45 people in my groups, can add all of them as recipients. Or if I want to send a single message, I can just type in a number over here as well, right? And then I can send an SMS to that number. I don't need to have mobile numbers in an international format if I'm sending messages within Australia. So this could some of you may be wondering, we don't have the right data, or maybe our data is messed up, and we don't have all numbers in international format. That is completely fine. If you're only sending within Australia, you can have them in any format. You can have them in +61 format. You can have 61, 0, 4, 4. It could start with any format. We will recognize that it's an Australian number and we'll send it to the right place. But if you are sending internationally, to like New Zealand, the US, UK, any of those regions, we will just need to have those international numbers in international format, so our gateway knows where to send it to. So when you do send out a message over here, similar to the inbox that I showed on Zoho, we do also have the SMS inbox over here as well, which will allow your team to see all of the messages you've sent, received, and this also has like this shared inbox functionality where you'll be able to assign conversation to different team members, and when you do, they get a notification and they can pick up on this conversation and run with it. Cool. Wanted to know if you guys had any questions, if there is anything else.
There are a few questions, AJ. So thanks, first of all, for that awesome demo, mate. Really great to see all of the functionality. I definitely even learnt a little bit about things, the way that the system is connected and what functionality is there. So that's been super valuable. If you can help me answer a couple of questions that have come through from the chat. So Bijoy is asked in the questions here, can the recipient can you undo an opt-out? So if someone opts out, is there a way to undo that opt-out in that portal or something similar?
Yes, that's a great question. So generally, just from a legal standpoint, if someone has opted out and they want to opt back in again, as long as you've got like a written consent, or like if someone said, I want to opt out in a written way, opt in a written way, then you can definitely do that. So all of the opt-outs are kind of stored in our contact system within the message media portal. So you need to log into this portal, search for that number or that contact. And when you go in here, you can see that number, and you can see right now it's unsubscribed. So all you got to do is just go ahead, subscribed, and click save.
Easy.
So you can opt to contact back in if they have accidentally unsubscribed, for sure.
Great, thank you for that. And so Faith has asked one. This is maybe something that you can show, or maybe something we might need to get back to on, but it's for link tracking. Can we see how the report looks like? So I'm assuming here, Faith, this kind of referring to if you add links into your SMSs, what type of reporting or analytical information can we see about that?
Yeah, great question. I would need to find that report, but it's basically, so how that works technically is that so we have a feature called a link URL shortener. So similar to Bitly, we've got our own. So when you paste in a full link, that link needs to include HTTPS / and when that link includes that, we would shorten that link into a 22-character trackable link, and it becomes a unique link to each recipient that you're sending. So when you send out an SMS, in our broadcast reports, there is the ability to see if you send like a bulk SMS. So you can see that this has converted into a shortened URL. You've got link clicks over here. So in this case, I've only sent one SMS to one person, and they haven't clicked onto that link. But what you'll be able to see over here in this report is how many messages you sent, how many inbound messages you received, if there's anyone that's opted out, any that failed for whatever reason. And you can also have this link tracking, and you can actually see who's clicked onto that link with the name and stuff, and how many times they've clicked onto that link.
So just to adding into that, Faith just asked, AJ, is it visible in CRM at all, that link click that they are, if it was sent from within the CRM? Do you know if it's visible?
Yes, it is visible. I don't have the updated version of the app, but our new update has that feature where you can see if someone...
No worries. So what we'll maybe do is try and grab a little bit of more context for that, and Faith will send you an email with a little bit more information about where you can see that inside of the CRM.
Absolutely.
Thanks for your question, Faith. And then last question I've got here is from Judith. Is asking, so Judith already has a Cinch Message Media account, SMS broadcast, and can we connect this, so start to use the integrated Zoho functionality. So I'm going to assume the answer there is yes. But then the further part, is there any additional costs? And I believe there is, correct, AJ? There's some costs for the Zoho extension itself.
Yeah, that's a great question. So SMS Broadcast is a product of Message Media. It's one of our child companies that we have. Generally, yes, a lot of businesses do migrate over to Message Media to take advantage of the integrations that we have, like Zoho CRM. So to answer your question, we can easily migrate you over. We probably just need a new contract, or we can have the same commercials in place as what you have with SMS Broadcast. And for the Zoho app, it's just $1 per month. I think we need to have some kind of a commercial model to be on the Zoho App Store. So to have that integration with Zoho, it's $1 per month with whatever plan that you have right now with the SMS Broadcast.
There you go, $1 per month. There's not very many things that you can get for $1 per month. So that's pretty awesome value there, AJ.
It is, definitely.
Okay, well, I'm guessing, is that per user or per organization? So, Kirstine, the $1 per month is for the extension, which is for your organization, for your Zoho instance. You install that within your Zoho instance, and that's, you pay the fee there. And then the only other fees that you would be paying are for the, the SMS credits and the different structure that you would have set up in there, whether you need return numbers, how many numbers you need, all of these sorts of things would contribute to the costs for using the Message Media platform. But absolutely, guys, that's why we're here. Both myself and AJ's team and our team, we've done this many times now, especially with lots of Zoho customers. And we can work with you to do that. And Kirstine, continuing to expand her question, can I deploy this to certain users and groups? And the answer is yes, absolutely. So anything that's deployed inside of Zoho CRM specifically, or anything, it's all controllable via the normal security. So we could stop specific users or groups from accessing this functionality. That can definitely be expanded. Okay. Awesome questions, guys. I really appreciate the collaboration and the involvement. And thank you, AJ, for your demonstration, mate. It's great to sort of see just the depth of integration that your product offers with Zoho, and it really kind of expands on that. With that in mind, I will just share my screen again just for the last part of our webinar, and then we'll let everyone get on with their day. We'll be slightly ahead of time, which is great. So wouldn't be a webinar without a small call to action, guys. We obviously see a lot of value in the Message Media integration with Zoho and the functionality that Message Media presents, and the team behind it as well. So they've been kind enough to put in just a special offer for those people attending the webinar today, which is that if you do sign up to a new Message Media account, that they will give you 20% off your first 3 invoices if you sign up by the end of the month. So a couple of weeks before the end of October. Again, a great discount. So this can go towards, your SMS credits, any of the features there, including those. So that those first 3 invoices that you will receive from Message Media leading into the end of the year, great opportunity to maybe think about how you can use SMS for leading into that holiday period, and really kind of leverage that, or get set up in the new year, ready to rock and roll. So please reach out to anyone at Ardento, to myself, or anyone at Message Media, and just let them know that you attended this webinar and that you're interested in taking up that offer. Now, of course, as AJ mentioned, you can go to the Zoho Marketplace and actually install the extension and sign up for a Message Media account, and kind of do this really unattended. But don't be too cautious about contacting myself or anyone from the Ardento team. We can definitely help you get set up. We can help you understand whether your business case fits into the solution, and how you can actually kind of use the solution to its best ability. That's why we're here, to kind of translate these great technical solutions into real world solutions that solve problems for you day to day. So thanks to AJ and the Message Media team for putting together that great offer. And guys, that kind of concludes our webinar today. We're kind of at the 45-minute mark. I want to thank you for taking your time, for joining today. We do value your time. We know that it's valuable to take these times out of your day. Thank you for attending. We will record, this webinar is being recorded. We will send this recording out, so you will be able to watch it on demand if you want to revisit any of the content. Don't forget to follow us across our social channels. We share a lot of great content around the Zoho space there, so it's worth following up on those social accounts if you have not done already. And with that in mind, guys, I am going to sign off. I want to thank AJ, I want to thank Luke and anyone else and all of the people that attended today. Have a great day.
Thank you, guys.